And welcome to Let's Play Gothic 3. On today's exciting episode, I thought I'd start out by showing you this map. So as you can see, this is the greater Montera area, and we came in from the south where that arrow in the bottom right-hand corner says from Cape Dun. We cleared the valley to the left where it says Porgan and so forth are. We came around and we came up to Montera from the southwest. And then we cleared out the Bandit Valley, which is where those three purple dots in a row are. But anyway, I thought I'd use this map to demonstrate where we've been. So this blue area is where we first cleared out from the Ranger Valley. Then this purple area here is that next area where we've cleared out the livestock farm and most of Montera itself. And then this orange area is what we're doing now. And this includes the wilderness north of Montera. So I just thought that would be helpful as we start out today's episode. I want to include more maps like that to help clarify where we've been and where we're going. And so on today's exciting episode, we're going to be going north of Montera, first to the grain farm, and then to a place called Okara, but we'll get there. So, right now we're going just north of the gates here. By the way, I noticed that there's no compass on my game screen, and that's something that comes with the game normally, and I must have uninstalled it or moved it somewhere, or I don't know, but in any event, I wish it was still there, because it was kind of useful, but I digress. We are facing north, a little bit northeast there, but now north pretty much. Just grabbing a couple plants right around this stone circle area, and by the way, today's episode is going to be about 33 minutes, so it's a little bit longer than I like, but it's a kind of a large task to explore the wilderness. It looks like I missed a plant there to the left.
I don't want any
Enslaved
trouble.
herdsman. And we're hearing the battle sound again. This is a attack from some bandits, it looks like. And you almost wonder if it was supposed to be part of that other bandit attack on the livestock farm right outside the gates. Hard to say. But anyway, I'm going to help out if I can with my bow and arrow. And again, it can be a little tricky to get shots off in this context. Also, one thing I've noticed is that, you know, the normal version of this game, if you so much as got one hit on a enemy, that would be enough to trigger you receiving the experience for that hit. But I'm not sure if it was the content mod or what, but basically, if you have to get the killing blow now to get the experience. So that one I must have killed him, but you'll see in just a minute times when I don't end up getting the killing blow and I don't therefore get the experience. But anyway. So there's another one over here. Heavy armed bandit. Shouldn't it be heavily armed bandit? Anyway, I digress. It's kind of hard to get shots off in this particular angle. Some of them are like kind of bouncing off the hay bales or something. You'd think it'd go right in him, but you know, if you watch carefully, these arrows are like shooting out the back. See?
You showed him.
No, somebody else got the killing blow there.
Now it's your turn.
And I love that voicing there. And I also love the fact that this bandit dies doing the splits against the hay bales. That's nice. It's a little bit unrealistic, but as you can see, the physical objects still interact with him, even as it's just a dead body.
Am I good or am I good?
So they killed the other bandit there, and now we're just going to explore the grain farm here for a second. So one of my main active quests right now is to find these grain sacks around the farm. So you can see a few of them just laying around.
More trouble here.
What is it? Are you go?
That's no way.
Well, we can discuss that while we...
I'll tear you apart!
And so I've insulted this guy, and he's gonna try to beat me up now. But you know, the truth is, he's a pretty easy opponent. He's not the best fighter, and I'm gonna take his bastard sword and sell it. Most importantly, which is a very valuable item.
Nothing to be had.
So I'm gonna go back and talk to him in just a minute, but in the meantime I'm gonna explore and see if there's any plants I can get or whatever.
Watch out for yourself.
Somebody this will... Don't cause any more trouble.
See you later.
Take care.
And I'm just gonna kill a couple of these animals too, and yeah, we'll go back to the farm now and talk to Elber and some other folks.
Don't cause any more trouble here.
Get lost already. I have better...
Relax. I want to work for you.
No way. I've got better... If...
I think
First, show me what you...
slaves are escaping from your...
Yes, not enough.
So he's, you know, complaining about slaves escaping and
What a-
things
The
not going
royalists
so
are
well.
lying low in the mountains,
Scared of the
or
rebels.
hanging around outside of Montera. The rebels, the grain, they will come at night. I'm halfway. If it's... I...
Dennis.
Yes. Let it...
Tell me about
He... I...
So, making a few healing potions here because I really could use a few more. And we're going to go back out and we're going to talk to this guy over here, pick up a couple wheat sacks, and we're going to go talk to Rufus. Rufus is a very important slave-looking guy here.
I'm not a...
Then maybe...
You're one of the...
Unfortunate. But... But the merc... I need...
It's...
Either you...
Maybe I...
How?
Run.
What?
So I guess I'm
Yes.
just telling him to up and run, just spontaneously.
We'll talk later.
And we ran. And here we are up the hill, killing the rabbit, getting the meat, and trying to get this lizard real quick too, I guess. You know, it's just always a good idea to be getting a little bit of experience from these animals. But anyway,
Oh, run, he said.
here we are at the top of the
like an
hill, and we
idiot.
got the...
You are utterly insane.
he's calling me insane now, that's great. But we got the experience and reputation. And then we're gonna... Looks like he's gonna take us to Okara now, which is great, because that's a important area in the game.
The mercenaries at the...
You...
And we're gonna just continue running. Snappers are a very thin and fast enemy, and they do pack a little bit of a punch, but they don't have the same aggression and ability to just break through your fighting and your swinging as do wolves or other enemies, so... Anyway. They're pretty easy to kill, and they're worth, actually, in my opinion, more experience than the difficulty. I think wolves are by far more difficult to kill, and they give you less experience. On the other hand, they give you a skin that's a little bit more useful than a snapper skin. But if you have the skin reptile skill, you'll get the snapper hide as well as the teeth and all that.
Take care.
And we're coming across, there's a burnt-out cottage that you can kind of use as a landmark on this little journey. It is a bit of a long journey. I apologize for not talking more. I just ran out of things to say, I guess. But here we are, after that little bridge we walked across. There's this hill. We can hear the scavenger in the background getting killed or attacked by something. And then we are coming across some wolves, our friends, our favorite, right? So I'm going to do my best to take these guys out. And my buddy Rufus is going to do some work in that regard as well. But the hope is that Rufus won't die due to the wolf attacks. And the wolf has turned his attention on me, and so I'm going to turn around and run a bit. I get really scared when the wolves attack me. And Rufus seems to be holding his own here with the other wolf there. So I should be okay there. Rufus hates those beasts. I'm trying to lure one of these other ones off of him, but as you can see coming in from the hill there are a total of 4 now. And 2 of them are on me, so I'm gonna try I got one of them there with my bow, and I'm scared about I'm running in fear from this other one. Probably gonna turn around and melee him here in a second. This bridge works as a bit of a terrain obstacle for the wolves though, so I'm gonna remember that and use that to my advantage during this battle, because it is a bit treacherous. If you're really, you know, what's the word? If you're really concerned about this process, you should probably come over here and clear out the wolves before you take your guy, escort him to Okara. But there's no reason you can't just escort him and let him help out with the battle. Okay, so now I gotta go back up the hill and find him and see if he needs some help with the other wolves. So I'm gonna skip ahead to that. And actually, I think what I did as I skipped ahead is I went off and killed a few other wolves, and I saw this troll up on the hill, and I wanted to show you that. That's a troll up there on the hill that we just saw. Giant, very ferocious enemy. And there's Rufus again, so let's go help him out. There's literally like 12 or 18 wolves on this hill, so you just... I think right now I've killed like 6 or 8, and there's still 4 or 5 more right in this general area, so... for some reason I'm not helping him. I think maybe I'm thinking... if he does all the fighting, I won't aggro any of the other wolves, I also am clearly thinking about that I need to loot some of these wolf bodies that I killed off screen before we move on, so I don't forget. If you do the math on this, each wolf kill is worth 60 for the hide, 30 for the teeth, and I guess 6 for cooked meat, so 96 gold. And I hear the fighting going on, but I can't, I don't know where there he is, okay. Well, there's a couple wolves there, hopefully I can get one of them, maybe. I've also realized, while looking back at these videos as I'm commentating, that I really need to, maybe switch and get a little bit tougher weapon. I do have the strength to get a slightly better weapon than I have. You know, I think the attack power on the Orc Slayer that I'm using is 50, maybe 55. And, I know that I could maybe get a sword that's like 60, 65, which is, you know, a good, you know, increase. That's a 20% increase or so, which is a considerable amount.
You asked.
And again, there's like 8 million wolves. And so I think at this point, you know, I'm kind of turn and run at this point. And, yeah, I don't remember if I killed one of them there with my sword. And hopefully I'll kill this one. Ooh, he nearly killed me there. So I'm going to run away, as I usually end up doing. And I think at some point here, I actually do die. I don't know exactly when that is, but as I recall, I did die once or twice during this battle. So I'm going to use this bridge to my advantage here. And just, yeah. Okay, so when the music changes, you know that you're safe. So I'm going to heal up, obviously. And head back towards Rufus and see if I can find him. And heading up the hill, and as I recall, it's at some point along here that I run into some problems. So I think I'm going to cut this part out and pick it up once I find Rufus, because I think what happened was I died, yeah, and I loaded here, and there's Rufus. So I ended up dying, but I reloaded, and at this point my goal is to get by these wolves without getting the whole pack to attack me and dying again. So kind of steering clear of them. But the problem is off to the right there are some Ripper Beasts, I think. So you gotta be careful of that. So I'm gonna be careful not to aggro those wolves, but at the same time, I want to be careful of those Ripper Beasts right there. And so we've killed that wolf, and, you know, we're at this point, we quick saved, obviously, because we want to be careful about losing our progress in such a treacherous area of Mirtana. And you definitely still hear the wolves howling, which is always disconcerting, but I think we're more or less in the clear from the main wolf area, so that's, if you can get this far, you're probably okay. And coming along the hill here, and not a whole lot to see, really. I mean, it's a wilderness area. We do make it to Okara here, which is this giant mine area. And there's like a netting over the roof of it, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool.
All right. You can relax now.
Thank you, friend. I will never forget this.
Thanks are nice. Rewards are better.
This is Okara. First, a break.
So, this is Okara, and we're going to go ahead and go inside Okara now. But before we do, I wanted to run around to the entrance and see if I could find the teleporter stone, which I'm pretty sure is laying around the entrance somewhere here. So I'm just looking around for it right now. I think it's laying on a rock or something, just from memory. This is going to be another cave area where the rebels have hidden. So, and there's a ledge here along the cave. It's kind of cool. But yeah, the rebels are hiding in yet another cave, just like Reddick, so it's kind of a theme that you'll get used to. Maybe it's on this rock here. Yeah, there it is. So I'm going to grab the teleporter stone and head on down to
I'm sure you must have more
Or mind
important
your
things
own
to do.
business.
and here we are in Okara.
I'm sure
There's
you have
Ian
something
who's
else
available
to do.
to talk to. Here's the Shrine of Enos. Let's check this out real quick.
Enos.
Maybe I want to learn a spell while I'm here.
Grant me.
I could use Fireball. Okay, so now I have the Fireball spell learned, which means I don't need any Fireball scrolls anymore. So in some sense that'll pay for itself, because I'll sell all of my Fireball scrolls from now on. I'm going to go ahead and set this as a quick slot for number 10, so I always have that option available.
Won't cause any trouble here. Got it?
A new faith. We can use every man. Smith, cook, prospector. The fewer people. I could certainly say. You. Yes, we. Lately, our lead. We can use.
So again, we've got a blacksmith here
I'll
that
get
we're
some-
talking
If
to,
you look around. I'm sure that.
just like Cliff from Reddick.
Rufus.
Very. Thanks for.
Show.
And he's got some recipes, and they look interesting. Frankly, it's hard for me to keep track of which recipes I already have and which ones I don't. But I don't think I probably don't need to buy any right now. I'm doing okay on gold. I've got 17 grand, and I've also got like 2 bastard swords, or at least 1. But I'm looking for things to sell, so I'm getting rid of these fireball scrolls right away. Just a few armor items, it looks like. Trying to get rid of those, and there's no reason to have a ton of armor sitting around. Again, if you have a lot of extra things that you don't need, then you should definitely sell them. Gold is more valuable than assets, generally speaking. Although there's nothing wrong with assets in this game, there's no limit on how much you can hold. So it's a bit unrealistic in that sense, but it is convenient. And I'm going to go check out my, what am I, recipes, yeah. So I've only got the broadsword and two-hander recipes, so I'm going to go talk to him again. And I might be tempted to buy one of those other recipes. Bastard sword, maybe? Longsword? Or ruby blade? I'm going to go ahead and get the ruby blade. Which will take my gold from 22 down to 18 or so. Except for I'm going to sell a crossbow. And some other weapons to make up the difference. So that should help offset the cost of that ruby blade recipe. Looks like I'm gonna grab this bastard sword recipe too. And if I sell my bastard swords and everything, I'm gonna have a lot of money to offset those recipes. So, you know, I'm still gonna lose money on the deal, but I'm going to have some really valuable recipes. And just FYI, recipes, I should say blueprints for weapons, do come about in nature sometimes, in chests or whatnot, but they're pretty rare, and those that do come in chests are fairly specialized, and they're not the type of thing that you're going to see available for purchase at a blacksmith anyway. So in other words, you're pretty much free to buy whatever you want from the blacksmith, and know that, you know, if you want that recipe, ultimately you're probably going to have to buy it. You're not going to come across it randomly in the wilderness. So here I am. I still have 11,000 gold, but I have a bunch of recipes now. It's probably premature for me to have bought all those recipes, those blueprints for weapons, but because I'm not skilled in smithing yet. But eventually I'll be skilled enough to make those, and that will help me a lot. So, gonna go into the depths of Okara here, grabbing some plants and mushrooms and whatnot.
Don't bother.
I'm not going to mine anything yet because I don't have the prospecting skill. And although I could mine and get some ore from these deposits on the walls here, I have chosen to wait until I can get prospecting, which will mean I'll get twice as much material when I do mine. So, I'm not going to grab anything from this room right now. I'm just showing you that it's there. I'm going to head down deeper into the cave, which will be down this way. Grab these butler meats. Such a disgusting name. You know, the idea of calling fungus meat just doesn't seem right to me, but I don't know. Who am I? Who am I to judge?
Don't bother me.
So, again, I'm going to obviously not take anything. Doing so will cause me to be accused of theft. I will read the bookshelf, gain a +5 alchemy there, and we'll go ahead and run back out up here, grab these mushrooms real quick. Well, I'm going to have to grab those mushrooms, but first I'm going to go down this way, even deeper into the cave, and here we are, the leader of Okara.
I heard that a new man, it is said that he shows promise.
How did he hear about me already?
I hold Okara. It is
what?
Montero.
I mean, I just arrived, and I came pretty much straight down here. So unless somebody has a phone that they're hiding, I don't know how he heard about me already, but whatever.
Why haven't you ever attacked Montera?
I am afraid we simply waited. We need to come in order to. We need this.
So he's got a ton of stuff that you can talk about.
Where are
some
the
of which are
people you
quests,
sent to find a way to
some of which are
now?
I sent them to
basically
Gothic,
fulfillment
I
of
believe
previous quests or statements consistent with
Would you teach
what
me
other
how to
people have
fight?
told you. He'll teach me how to fight. So I'm going to let him do a little bit of the talking here.
It's about time, he reported. Well.
So
What's that until that's the
I
month
guess
was it Goth?
I was thinking about what I should do, or
don't
maybe
be-
I stepped away from the computer there. So I apologize for the
Sure.
awkward pause there, but I couldn't quite figure out what I was doing. For some stupid reason, I've decided to buy this helmet. This helmet is god-awful ugly. It does add some protection stats, which is useful, but it looks so bad that it's almost not worth having. But for some stupid reason, I'm going to buy it anyway. I don't know why I'm even still shopping. I just went on a huge spending spree. And I'll go ahead and equip the ridiculous looking helmet, I guess.
Don't
I wish this
cause any
game
trouble
had a little
here.
bit more
Got it?
optimized equipment for mages. It seems to me that a Merlin style metal skull cap or something
Why did you wait?
would be an appropriate
If you
helmet
have
to wear.
gold or silver,
So this guy is
I'll
the
gi-
thief in town. He'll teach me how to steal.
I'm tending this iron. In addition,
And he has
well,
stuff to sell me too.
they
And he'll give me some
what is
information
the,
as well.
I have, but there's
And a quest apparently.
they had the ask.
And that's what he'll teach me as far as thieving goes. So that's convenient. And there's a meat bug rag out recipe, which I think I might pick up. I don't think I have that yet. And just grabbing the water and wine there. I'm gonna check my recipes and see if I do have that meat bug rag out. And I do not, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy that, it looks like. Okay, I know that I obviously don't have it, so I don't know why it took me this long to look that up. I guess I'm just curious about what other recipes I do have. So we'll go ahead and just grab this. It's really cheap. I just like having as many recipes or blueprints or whatever as possible. I feel that it's part of having a good and complete game, and it will aid you in the long run if you can make more stuff. Okay, that's gonna pretty much do it for Okara for now. Once we get more people down here, and once we have more quests to turn in and whatnot, we'll be back. But for now, we're gonna head back to, I think we're gonna go back to Montera at this point. So rather than walk all the way back there, it would make a lot of sense for me to go ahead and whip out my teleporter stone at this point. And if I had to estimate how many folks were down in Okara here, I'd say maybe 20, maybe 25. And one of the quests that I picked up was more people for Okara, which means they want more people. And I think I'm going to increase the population by 6 or 7 people by the time I'm all said and done, so that'll be nice. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to go back to Montera now, so here we go. Teleporter stone out. And transport. With the delayed graphics issue. Obviously, when you transport, you have to load a whole new area. And so here we are back in Montera, and that's going to do it for this video. So if you have been watching, I appreciate it, and I apologize for the awkward gaps in sound and video at times. But thank you for watching, and just remember, Professor Snuggles is looking out for you.